Cinco de Mayo NBA basketball. Kevin Harlan here along with analysts Greg Anthony and Steve Smith. And we'll be hearing from D.A. along the sideline all game long. A contest between conferences. Atlanta, where the Hawks take to their home floor. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Clippers team. Home court advantage played a part in last year's season series. Each team took their home game in a 1-1 split.
And this was as even a matchup as you'll find in the NBA. Split the season series down the middle, one apiece.
Win one, lose one. This might be the case again for both teams this coming season.
Now the Clippers with it.
For decades, the Clippers were almost directionless, but they found their place in the NBA, becoming a franchise that competes in the West.
Now here's Westbrook.
Good shot.
He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game.
Be careful when Westbrook is knocking down those consistently. Watch out, because that means there's nothing he can't do.
And it's good, 2 points. And the West, we know, is very difficult. But, Steve, for the Clippers, how much of their success is tied to their identity?
Kevin, a lot of it. They become a hard-nosed team, hanging their hat on defense, playing together, making opponents earn everything they get.
Here's Murray after the basket by Los Angeles. Down low. The kick out to Young. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
And that one's good, George.
This speaks to Westbrook's high level of awareness. Understands when one of his guys is wide open.
Here's Capella. The shake. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
On the wing, Morris. Clippers moving the ball around. 5 to shoot. Here, perfect 3 for 3 to start.
I mean, beautiful execution of the game plan offensively. So far, they are hitting 80% from the field.
And so many teams with an eye on the playoffs now, Smitty. Even for the teams that aren't going to make the postseason, what's the focus now? What is their purpose?
I think the focus now, Kevin, is still to develop, still create good habits. And this is a final audition for a role for next season for a lot of guys.
Stolen by Collins. The layup off target.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
He gets it in there.
Look at the handles by Kawhi Leonard. He has worked on that part of his game. He has his defender on skates.
It's time. And now, first time call here for the Hawks. Over the last couple seasons, Paul George has shown growth as a playmaker.
He has, Kevin. He's got much better at reading the defense and looking for the best shot available, whether it comes from him or a teammate. It shows in his assist numbers.
Both teams will make substitutions. 151 left in the first. Young to take his time. And the call on the shot sends us into the line. And the way for the UGA is the focus is this up. The numbers just pile up.
Yeah, I mean, they run so much through him. His usage rate is off the charts. Led the entire league in total points and total assists in 2022. And that hadn't been done in 49 years.
Now here's Plumlee. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 11 points a game. Now, another shot.
Look at Norman keeping his composure, not letting the foul stop him from taking the shot.
Los Angeles shooting their first free throws of the game on this trip to the line.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
Smitty, you can tell Norman Powell has worked very hard in his game.
You know, he just wants to excel at whatever assignment he's given. Kevin, he once said, I've been in every single role on a team, from bench guy to starter, so he knows how to give you value anywhere on the floor.
Rocket 6. Young. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
Yeah, man.
And all quarter long, it's been the same story, inconsistent with his offense.
Oh, great ball movement there.
To the middle. Now, here's Okongwu. He's again. And the bucket is good.
No.
3-point play chance here for him.
Who is that?
Hustle points count just like any others. That's a great play.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Looking back to last season, he was at about 73%.
Smitty, you got to love how the big man Okongwu is developing.
Kevin, especially from a defensive perspective, he defends the rim with confidence. And I also like his shot selection. Good ball handler and passer. Bogdanovich is very effective in the pick and roll.
Pass to Batum. Here's Highland. Plumlee with it. Over Okongwu. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. The Clippers shoot their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night. He's off on the first.
Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
A wide open look here for Okongwu. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. Right. Welcome back, everyone. We hope everyone is enjoying their Cinco de Mayo as we get back into NBA basketball on 2K Sports. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Boy, their offense looks really good when everyone's in sync. Terrific first quarter.
This is exactly what you want to see if you're a coach. Your team starting fast and playing with confidence.
Capella with it. Last game he had 10 points. Murray outside. Kicks it out to Collins.
Nope.
Misses the 3. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Team first.
Los Angeles leading by 7. Pass to George.
Marcus Morris Sr.
Over Griffin. The shot by George.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the defense just enough to keep him on a rhythm.
With a short break in the action gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks very much. Now, some people call John Collins John the Baptist for how he dunks over defenders. He says, the game is slowing down for me. I'm able to see my spots. I want to continue to build on that and be looked at as a pillar, a guy that can be counted upon. Kevin, it seems he's hungry for more. To you.
He's a big-time dunker, that's for sure, looking to reach his full potential. David, thanks. Here's George. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. The kick out to Westbrook.
Right.
We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. The shot by George, wide open. Knocked loose. The Hawks trailed by 4. Hunter on the wing. To Collins. Stolen by Westbrook. Here's George. Count it. Good.
Assist from
George has got his second basket of the night. And taking a quick look here at the hustle stats for the Clippers.
For me, they're turning defense into offense, creating opportunities by taking the ball away. Great effort.
And something else they've done well tonight is finding points in transition. So far, the fast break has been a plus for them.
Excellent concentration from Paul George, overwhelming the aggressive defense with his strength and determination.
Back to Griffin. Good ball movement here by the Hawks. And the shot goes in. We know the league's cracking down on those dangerous plays that risk a player's health. Why was that less of a focus when you play?
That's a great question. I think it's smarter to approach the game this way. We don't want to have unnecessary injury because of guys maybe just taking it a little too far with the physicality. Great defensive effort, just saved a basket.
You know what? This is why you never give up on a play. You don't know what's going to happen.
Pass to Capella. Leonard with the steal. Outside Westbrook. And the Clippers. Last game matchup with the Suns, a tough loss there.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with options to quiet that crowd, and that's obviously easier said than done.
Try and match that energy.
Both teams changing it up here. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Pass to Batum. Here's Highland. Defended by Young. That shot off the mark. So Atlanta will take it the other way. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
Hard to keep the consistency going, which I guess is the very definition of consistency. Keep it going.
And here's Bogdanovich for 3. His first shot is a miss, 0 for 1 to start the contest. Now here's Powell. He had 27 points last game. Here's Highland. And he banks in the layup. And now it's a 10-point Clipper lead.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
And this is what happens when you start to break your opponent's spirit. The resistance is no longer there.
Okongwu's shot is good.
Relentless on the offensive glass, and then you love the finish.
Pass to Batum. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Mann. Offline with his 3. And so it's the Los Angeles